Good morning, guys. Guess what we're gonna do today? More spring Easter stuff. So I was playing around the other day and I saw one on one of IOD's video tutorials, and they were cutting out this really cool bowl, and then they stamped it, and then they put all the lemons in. Well, I've been just a little intimidated to try it, but I used their concept and did something a little different, but definitely go see their video. It is just really cool. And so what we're gonna do today is learn how to use stencils, some masking, and stamping in your stencil pieces. And we did this fun little board. So let's get started. So this is a picture of the template that I have that you can download, or you can just do your own. I said if you go see their video, you can see how they cut a bowl out. Believe it or not, it took me forever to cut a bowl out, but you guys probably will get it a lot quicker. But if you want to, I have one on there, and what I did is I cut the bowl out, and then I cut this template out and cut the egg out. So, and I did it on something a little heavier. I used an old calendar. So here's my template for the bowl, and then in the center of that, I just cut out the stencil for the egg, and then I cut out some eggs that are gonna be a mask over different areas that we're gonna stamp. So print this out, cut them all out, and now we'll get stamping. Okay, so this frame is a little bigger than my other one. My first one that I did was 15 by 20 inches, and it's a blackboard. And I just looked around the shop to find something to do this demo with, and this one's a little bigger. It's probably 18 by 24. So if you want something bigger or smaller, you'll just have to change your template for that. I'm using the white liquid erasable chalking from IOD, and I'm just gonna use a little soft sponge. And then all I'm gonna do with this first template, and this is why I made my template out of a calendar instead, it's just a little stronger. And I'm just gonna go around the edges, just so you get your little silhouette of your image. What I'm gonna do next is my eggs. So I have my template for my egg cut out. You can do as many eggs as you want, of course. I think I did 7 in here. So what I did is I'm gonna set an egg in here, and then use another little mask here at the bottom edge so I don't get that. Let's see, let's do a little one down here. And it's gonna kind of be behind. So I'm just putting this little mask over the front of that. Is going to come out the side of the bowl this way, and once again I'll just put my little mask. And it doesn't take a whole lot of this liquid chalk ink to do this. And if it's too dark, just take a little wet or damp paper towel and just go over it or smudge it up a little. Okay, let's do one back here. If I was careful, I probably wouldn't even have to use these, but I'm just gonna, because I'm not always that careful. Okay, put this guy behind here. Starting to get our eggs. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Just like that. That is so cute. Okay, so let's get to the next part. So I'm gonna put my mask back over the bowl again, and I am gonna stamp into the bowl, and I'm using the Bohemia stamp set from IOD. And so I'm gonna use my brayer this time. And I just masked it off, and I'm just going to set the stamp in the center, and hopefully I didn't smudge it too much. Find out. The nice thing about this is if you mess it up, you just get it wet and start over again. I think that's gonna be okay. What do you think? Okay, so now we're gonna get to the eggs. Maybe I'll start it with an egg up here. And what I'm gonna do again is mask that. Done that one. I know I only need to use just a little portion of this stamp. Yeah, so you really want to make sure that your ink is dry in the other areas before you lay your mask on top, otherwise it's just going to get really smudgy. You can just use a hair dryer or just a heat tool to dry it up a little. So just use whatever designs you like to decorate your eggs. I just really like the stamp. It's just kind of a fun one to use for this. Let's see how this turned out. Cute. I could add a little more, but I just like it just the way it is. So what I'm gonna do next is I took the typeset letters and did Happy Easter. And I'm just gonna roll that with my brayer. I love this liquid erasable ink. It's like you get the perfect chalkboard and you don't have to know how to draw. Okay, and I'm just gonna put this right here. This is a little big, but I'll put it here, and if I decide to put some vines or something around the top, I still have room for that. So I found that if I want it to stay on a little more permanently, I just spray it with some hairspray. Some aerosol hairspray, and it stays on a little better. If I really don't like it, I just get it wet and take it all the way off. But even with the hairspray, you can still wash that off. And when it dries, it's not gonna just rub off like regular chalk. So that's what's kind of fun about this. Okay, let's see how we did. Ooh. Okay, the last thing I did is I just kind of went around the edges with the sponge and filled it in. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my sponge and just kind of go around the edges and just kind of come up like a shadow, a white shadow around it. And this poor chalkboard looks kind of beat up anyway, so it just kind of adds to it. Or like I said, you could do vines, you could just add anything you'd want to it. Okay, what do you think? Well, I hope you have fun making these, and this was the original one that we did. And I also did some of the small ones on small blackboards. All I did is take the egg template and brush around it and stamp in it, and it was really, really easy. And I thought I'd show you another really fun one I did. I cut out this little template. I found a cute image of dancing bunnies. So I just printed it out and used an X-Acto and cut it out. And I did the same thing. I just brushed it in with the white chalk ink, and then I used my spring sprigs stamp, and I just put a little sprigs in his hand. But it gives you an idea of anything that you can find, you can cut out a stencil of, you can do and stamp in between and add to it. Whatever you do, have fun.